Mm. Whoa, camera pass. What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here. As always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. It is Saturday night, and I ain't got nobody. Actually, I do. Actually, I got my dream girl. She's right next door in there, and I can't wait to get finished with this video, take me a shower, and climb up into bed and pass the F out. Because tomorrow's going to be another one of these early days where we start out at 9:30 because we got a game in Europe. So it is the culmination of Cowboys Washington Hate Week. And I have to say, Momo has taken it to a whole nother level. Shout out to Momo, because Momo, his wife, just got out of the hospital. Thank you for all the prayers and everything else and the well wishes for her. I'm happy that she is doing better. In the meantime, Momo, not so much. Momo started a rant against the Cowboys and all of us. I mean, not just the team, not just the team. He talking about the players, stink, and that they're just there to get a check, and Jerry Jones is the worst owner, that the cheerleaders are fugly, that the streets are dirty. He has gone deep in on the Cowboys. And he started his Momo's rant at 9 o'clock. It's after 10 o'clock, and he's still going on about how ugly we are. I keep asking him, okay, I get this. You've got a lot of pain because as bad as it feels for us, having won those 3 Super Bowls in the mid-90s, it was before that the Commanders, before they were the Commanders, back when they were the Redskins, before they had the left hand up, that they won their last Super Bowl. So I get it that Momo says he's tired of losing to Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm trying to take the high road because I know what happens with me is I start getting confident about and cocky about winning the game, and it blows up in my face. I thought for sure last week we were going to be able to take care of the Carolina Panthers. We usually take care of the Carolina Panthers. We always seem to play them in Carolina, but we usually end up beating them. But we got our lunch handed to us. So this season, as crazy as it is, you can't take anybody lightly, especially, I forgot. I got to give a shout out to Miss Tracy because I come up with an idea and Tracy, beyond tweak, I'd say she tweaks it, but she takes it to a whole other level. She is incredible with her artwork, okay? And I keep thinking about Mama's gonna knock you out, LL Cool J. Don't call it a defense. Check this out. Look at that. Don't call it a defense. It's just 11 guys on the field. Yeah. Until they do better, they are the most offensive defense. Where'd my football go? Okay. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, it disappeared on me. The Dallas Cowboys defense is the most offensive defense I've ever seen in my life. And at this point, and we probably should just wait until after the game before we go into this deeper, because nothing's going to happen between now and then. It'll be after that, and probably more than likely during the bye week when they would make some changes. But Doc Walker, like I've said, has said, if I can lose with you, I can lose without you. And there's some guys that, for their own sake, probably need to move on. And for us fans' sake, we need to have a move on. I'm wondering here's where I wonder about Diggs' concussion that happened at his house. Mike Fisher brought up that his house has been for sale since July. We've all talked about it. I know I have, and I know Law and everybody else has said that Basically, there's an escape hatch on his contract after this year, which is the reason why they didn't cut him last year. They figured if we're going to pay you, and we know this is the Jerry Jones mentality, we're going to get every cent out you. That's why he didn't fire Mike McCarthy before the end of his contract. That's why he didn't fire Jason Garrett until the end of his contract. That's just what he does is, I'm not going to pay you not to be here. But it's getting to the point where he doesn't want to be here, and he is becoming a distraction. You know, he constantly is letting you know how bad Matt Everfuss is. And I'm not saying that he's wrong, because it does not look good. That was a Jerry Jones hire of somebody he was comfortable with because he worked here before. Now, I had been, you know, from time to time, I do get some things right, but I had said I'd be willing to give Al Harris a chance to be the head defensive coordinator. I was ready to do that because I saw what he was able to do with the secondary. They didn't even keep him for the secondary. Do you know that his guys that he coaches are numero uno at taking away the football? Yeah. Another one of those things that we're missing is cornerbacks actually getting interceptions. How crazy is that we have two guys that are making $90 million that have both led the NFL in interceptions, can't get one. This is water and oil, and they're not mixing. And you look at this and say, at this point, you got to trade Diggs, trying to at least cut your losses. Instead of saying, we're going to make you play for the season, and then we're going to cut you at the end of the year where you get nothing. Try to get rid of some of that salary now. Try to get some kind of a pick. Another person I have been sorely disappointed in is Sam Williams. I don't get it. I don't get how people get opportunities and they waste them. Sam Williams had everything right in front of him. Micah Parsons is now gone. D-Law is gone. It's your chance to shine. It's your chance that you're one of the older guys there to become a leader. Chances like this, they don't come around too often. And you don't want to be that guy sitting in a bar that's like, man, I could have been, should have been. It reminds me of Rolando McClain. We got Rolando McClain from the Raiders. And Rolando McClain was a true thumper. That guy is what you wanted from a middle linebacker. He could take on the guard, shed that block, and play downhill. The only problem is he didn't want to practice. Really didn't care. Not sure he really loved football. That's a guy who could have been a Hall of Famer. But instead it was kind of meh. I think Sam Williams is another one that needs to go. And somebody else that I really and truly wanted to see well was Mozzie Smith. And I think the best thing for Mozzie, because the Cowboys, I don't blame Mozzie for all the problems that Mozzie has. I blame that on changing of defensive coordinators over and over again and Dan Quinn not liking big fat guys. They drafted the wrong kind of player for what Dan Quinn wanted. And the things that he does, Cowboys don't care about. You drafted a guy who had one job, and that was to clog the middle and stuff the run. And instead you said, lose some weight. becoming a pass rusher. We need you to get upfield. And what you did was you screwed him up. You screwed it up. And at this point, the best thing for everybody is let him go, trade him if you can, but let him get a fresh start. So with this defense, it's bad. Don't call it a defense. It's 11 guys on the field until they do something. But I think you need to send a message that says, this is not acceptable. I'd rather go with the lesser player that's given his all than the ones that are out here clowning. Yeah. Tomorrow, we're going to find out a lot about this division. Literally, it is a must-win for everybody in the division. The Eagles going to Minnesota, and you know, it's funny how Leo is trying to play, oh, it doesn't matter, man. We moved on from Carson Wentz. You may have moved on from Carson Wentz, but Carson Wentz may have not moved on from you. Carson Wentz may be looking to try and say, I'd love to go ahead and be, you know, the dagger in the back of this Eagles train that's going downhill fast. So we'll watch that game at 1 o'clock. We'll start out at 9 o'clock, 9:30 with the early games. I'm going to smoke some ribs, and I'm going to cook some wings, and I hope that the Red Brick House is what brings us luck this weekend, because we need it. If the Cowboys get a win, things look a hell of a lot better than if they lose. Same thing with the Giants. Giants can get the 3 wins, get to 500. They're feeling pretty good right about now. And for the Commanders, they can get to 4-3. Yeah. Actually, I'm sorry. Giants would be 3-4. If they can get to 4-3, man, you know they're going to be feeling good. Especially knowing that they're missing Debo, Scary Terry, and Zach Ertz may be limited. So, yeah. Alrighty, good people. Let's see if I think Momo's still ranting. He is on something. He really, truly, and maybe this is why I'm getting a little taste of why people hate Cowboys so much. He's tired of getting beat by them. And the Eagles, when we were winning Super Bowls back in the day, we crushed them. We crushed their psyche. And so now, they're looking for payback. Well, it is what it is. Alrighty, good people. I'm going to go to bed because we got to get started early in the morning. But at least I've already been to the store and got everything I need for game day. Don't call it a defense. It's just 11 guys on the field. Peace.